Good morning, everyone. John Rutenberg. I'm one of the organizers of 1 Million Cups Fairfax, the best 1 Million Cups community in America. We are unique, as Jen mentioned earlier, for many reasons. Most importantly, the folks in this room are genuine. You can call them and get calls back and responses. You can call people in this room and ask a business question. You'll get an answer. Try it. It's really important. So the Kauffman Foundation funds 1 million cups across America for the purpose of building entrepreneurship, educating entrepreneurs, and increasing opportunities so we can take risks and succeed. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, it's nationwide. There are over 120 chapters of 1 million cups meeting at 9 a.m. in their respective time zones. Think of the power as a result of communities across America doing what we're doing. So we have specific pillars. We do not make pitches for money. Rather, we make presentations about challenges. I mentioned the genuine nature of the folks in the room. That's a nicer, simpler word for things like authentic connections, but that's what it means. We're run for you, the community, and we're run by the community through a series of volunteers who many of you know or will see a little later this morning. Last, I love these words. We truly are radically and intentionally inclusive. Our group is made up of people of all sizes and shapes. It really doesn't matter as long as you're genuine. That's what we care about. So, who in the room is a brand new attendee? We'd like to welcome you, give you 30 seconds to tell us your name, your company, and how you met us. So, do I have some volunteers? Would you raise your electronic hand or wave at me? So I see some people I don't know, but if no one is available, we'll go to the next slide. We'll single you out later and embarrass you, not to worry. You'll have to sing your
Oh,
college alma mater.
hey, John.
Sir.
Natalia
Oh,
has her hand
Natalia,
raised.
thank you. Appreciate it, Foster.
Yeah.
You're on mute, please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I visited your meeting a few years ago, and now my friend is presenting. And it's a good remind me about this group. Thank you so much for inviting me for this event. Yeah, and I'm local. I'm living in Fairfax, and I'm portrait photographer. And if you need family pictures, lifestyle in DC and Maryland area, reach me out. I will be happy to help.
Welcome and thank you. I see Ken Young.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Ken Young. I'm the founder of Young Vision AI, and my focus is on helping home service and trade businesses, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, etc., help them with their business by helping them focus on customers and growth and streamlining their workflows and their operations. So that could be a 24/7 virtual receptionist. It could be a central command center or a dashboard that gives owners or management real-time pulse of their business on a daily basis. And I also provide training and support for their staff on how to use AI and automation tools effectively for their business.
Thank you, Ken. And how did you learn about us?
It was a referral from someone I met at another networking event, actually, and he shared this event.
Fantastic. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm very excited. There are 31 people in our room. As a group of organizers, we're trying to expand attendance, and getting over 30 people is phenomenal. Could each of you please take your phone, hold it up to the QR code, and click on the yellow link to register within the 1 million cups platform for today's meeting. So we get a lot of credit, and that way we show America which community is the best community among 1 million cups. So please take a second and register for today. If you miss it, you will get a second chance. Next slide, please. Again, take a second on the QR code. There are 8 of us who meet weekly to make sure this meeting runs smoothly. And I congratulate each of my peers because they're phenomenal, and each one carries a great responsibility to make sure every week our presenter is ready and there's room for everyone in this room to grow. So thank you to the organizers. Next slide, please. We always have a room sponsor and a coffee sponsor. And Jen, I'll turn it over to you for the George Mason Enterprise Center.
Sure thing. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. We are virtual the rest of this month. And when we meet in person, it is at Mason Enterprise Center. They are a fantastic partner in our 1 Million Cups entrepreneurial ecosystem. If you're a business owner looking for space, they're at 94% capacity. They do still have a few spaces. However, you can also be a virtual member. So you can take advantage of their programs, their events. There are over 24 mentors that are all free and included as being a member there. So if you are interested in learning more about Mason Enterprise Center, please check out their website. We are doing a joint networking event, which I'll talk about again later, but I'm going to go ahead and put a link in chat with them on August 27th in the evening. So I know it's like, oh, normally we see each other at 8:30. This will be from 5 to 8. You can do it. Just one more cup of coffee. We also have Mark Bacharach, who I don't think could join us today, but let me go ahead and speak to him. So Bacharach Consulting is a cybersecurity consulting firm. They partner with government contractors, professional services firms, and technology organizations to translate complex cybersecurity expectations into practical, executable strategies. Mark is fantastic. He is also a past presenter, and he's also actually, I think, a member at Mason Enterprise Center. If you want to talk to him about his business or about MEC, please reach out to him and do so. You can see the website on the screen. So again, if you're interested in being a coffee sponsor this year, you're out of luck because we're booked through the end of the year. If you would like to be a coffee sponsor starting in January, coffee sponsors get 2 minutes to talk about their business. So with that, I'm going to keep us moving forward. Back to you, John.
Fantastic. Next slide, please. So most of you know how our meetings work. It's really a drag. You have to be polite. You have to be considerate to everyone else. Please put your, everyone's mics or seem to be on mute already. We'll get to the Q&A, and John Forster will reinforce the notion of ask short questions. And Katerina, when it's your turn, answer with short answers so more people can ask questions. With that, next slide, please. So I'm excited to introduce you to Katerina, who is going to talk about her challenge. And with that, Katerina, you're on.
Oi. Okay, so let me share my screen. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm.
Yep.
Am I sharing?
You are.
How do I? Okay. Okay. Good morning again, 1 Million Cup community. My name is Katerina Pyankevych. I'm controller by day, and I'm a founder of Pani Zina. Today, I wanted to share a story. about how ancient heritage survival, oh my gosh, and modern technology came together to create more than just a brand. I'm here looking for help in growing and expanding this business. And let me tell you the story, and then we can open for discussion after. I might be slightly emotional during the presentation because some slides I start reading and reading over and over again, but please forgive me if I have a little bit of a tear. Hold on. It goes. Okay, so welcome to Pani Zina world. Who is Pani Zina? Pani means Mrs. in Ukrainian, and Zina, it's my mom. The heart, the soul, and inspiration behind this brand. During my presentation, you will notice like a little geometrical ornaments framing these slides. They present the traditional Ukrainian cross-stitch embroidery, and they are not just a fancy bow. I just wanted to have this visual like identity for each slide. Our core motto is love in every jar. And later you will understand why we selected this motto. When I grew up, wild fermented food was our medicine. And I truly believe that we are what we eat. As my mom always say, the purpose of living is given. Here is a story of turning purpose into actions and honoring our roots, giving back, sharing our tradition, healing food with American public. Long before Pani Zina was a brand and business, it was my grandma's farm in one of the villages in Ukraine. And as a young girl, I spent my school breaks there. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And during the very cold winter, we didn't have much fresh of the harvest. Instead, we fermented lots of vegetables. And my grandma's basement was absolutely packed with barrels of fermented tomato, apples, and traditional sauerkraut to keep our family strong and healthy. This taught me my very first lesson that food isn't just a fuel, it's a biological information and medicine that actively takes care of you. When the war began in 2022, I did, oh my gosh, that's the slide. I did everything I could to help my country. I raised $16,000 for animal shelters, for volunteers, for elderly in Ukraine. But I quickly realized that begging for donation has limits. And I needed something more sustainable to keep the spirit of Ukraine alive and continue to give back. In August 2022, I brought my mom, 76 years old, to Virginia. She left behind everything and everyone she knew. Her garden, her land, her home, and traveling with a broken heart and some health issue. She wanted to be useful, and she started to ferment like we did back home. When we reunited on our kitchen, her like strong spirit took over. She rolled up her sleeves and began making the traditional sauerkraut for friends using our grandmom recipe. And for neighbors, she basically turned this comfort ancient food into a beautiful symbol of survival for me. As I watched my mom ferment cabbage, I noticed a deep intentional beauty in her method that no machine can replicate. She will treat each batch of sauerkraut like a living thing. She whispers into it, she talks to it, and she will say like, people who eat my kraut will be healthy and wealthy and stronger every day. And I realized that her creation was more than just a food. It was a ton of love, energy, and care. And I thought Wheel of Life will be a perfect tool to share with everyone this emotional nourishment and capture all her whispers. So we created the Wheel of Life with 8 vital sections of our life, like family, finance, career, health, and so on. We created like a unique QR code on every jar, and you can scan it with your phone, and it's invite customer to rate their life with those 8 vital section on scale from 8 to 10, and see where they need more support. Let's say I score 6 in finance, but 3 in health. I would pause, and while eating the sauerkraut, I will listen recorded digital affirmations to reflect on my health or relationship or inner balance that inspired by my mom's whispers. Those affirmation we recorded, and they are fully accessible in English, Ukrainian, and Russian on our site. Because our sauerkraut is entirely raw, unpasteurized, and crafted using wild fermentation method, it's become nutritional powerhouse. A single cup will deliver 12 times more vitamin C than lemon or orange. It's loaded with vitamin K2 that protect our bones, and active vitamin U that repair and soothe our gut's lining. And most importantly, it feeds our gut microbiome. Over 90% of our body serotonin, this is where it's produced, right? So we aren't just selling a side dish, we are protecting your emotional and physical balance. And we develop 4 fun flavors. We call it Berry Bliss Delight. It's a cabbage with cranberry. Sunshine Trio, it's a cabbage, carrot, and cranberry. And then Carrot Kiss Crunch, it's cabbage and carrot. And Probiotic Paradise, it's just a pure cabbage. Like I said, it's raw, unpasteurized, and all ingredients are organic. We are positioning Pani Zina as a premium beauty and wellness accessory brand for the high-end market because of the unique combination of a physical health and mental well-being. Our target niche is not just the standard grocery shelves or farmer market. We wanted to offer a zero-risk retail placement tailored for yoga studio, for high-end spas, for boutique nail salons, and educational restaurant. My future vision is to see Pani Zina in Lifetime Fitness and Aquanox, which are high-end gyms where people can grab a jar after exercise and go home to complete with the 2 spoon a day ritual. And our engine is already running. We develop a website. It's live on panizina.com with all rights reserved. We are taking orders. Our digital community is growing across Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Our trademark protection is actively in progress. And we're pending the registration for women-owned business. We sell at Potomac Vegetable Farm on Route 7 and in Capitol Hill, DC, at the Sweet Lemon Cafe. And we are finalizing the pilot proposal for yoga and spa studio on a concession basis, on concession terms. And finally, as my mom always said, the purpose of living is giving. We wanted to make Pani Zina as a social impact ecosystem to give back to that Pani Zina can be always a mission far beyond a simple jar of food. We have moved from asking for help and donations to give back. We created something that actively gives back, educating people on healthy lifestyle, As we grow, we plan that portion of our proceeds will be directly funded to rebuild Pani Zina hometown Kherson, and concentrating on animal shelter, on children. Even now, we very small, and we support small projects with real people. We already help small projects like buying heaters for family, or boots for soldiers, or medication for those after surgery, and hope we can give more as we grow. Every jar sold proves that it's never too late to begin again, even at 80s, like my mom did. And that care can travel far beyond a single kitchen, with love in every jar. So I wanted to close my sharing why this business truly mattered to me. I'm building Pani Zina for my mom. It's not easy to lose everything and have to start all over again at 18 in a completely different country with absolutely no English. Yet every day she chooses to pour her love and energy into our traditional recipe to make her new home healthy. To take this dream forward, we absolutely need help and directions to grow. I welcome your feedback and questions, and thank you so much for your time. With your knowledge and expertise, you can be a part of something wonderful, healthy lifestyle movement, as well as helping less fortunate to rebuild their life and homes. So now is the slide that we like to grow from our home kitchen. It will be nice to scale a little bit more. And as you know, like scaling take a village. Of course, oops. Sorry. Can you see me? Did I disconnect it?
You're good.
I'm good.
Yep, I put your challenge question in chat, so if you want to stop sharing, that way we can see everybody full screen, and Foster will lead us through Q&A.
I don't know how
There
to
we go.
stop
There you go.
sharing.
You got it?
Yeah. So
Wow.
basically, my question is, thank you guys. I'm so sorry. I was more emotional than I was reading. I'm so sorry. So yes, I haven't finished my last slide, but it's basically be nice to see if we can move from our home kitchen to something more commercial, even with my full-time job, and how difficult it is, I understand in parallel, but it is what it is. I'm kind of ready and prepared for it. I don't know how to scale bigger, and be nice to have a little bit of maybe automation expertise from maybe some people or technicians. Maybe somebody knows something about the grant or for women or immigrants. And the last question will be, even though we're still developing our brand, I would be interested on the community feedback about whether we keep the word sauerkraut or whether we change it for fermented cabbage or probiotic cabbage, which is more because I feel like sauerkraut is a traditional German name and people associate it with the piece of sausage and something on top. Where it's slightly different and lead to a different like health help. So I'm ready to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for listening.
Katerina, thank you so much. All I can say is wow. And I've had the opportunity to try the sauerkraut, or I tried the probiotic cabbage, and it is phenomenal. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Let me start with Jen. Jen Dalton, take us away.
I'll just kick us off with an easy question. Can you speak, Katerina, to the 2 or 3, where do you deliver and provide services right now? Like, what's your delivery range?
Okay, so what we did on our website, because the delivery by USPS is expensive, we offer 2 spot locations. We're offering it in Reston Town Center. I deliver at 6 o'clock. Whoever ordering from website, I will be just delivering at 6 o'clock. At my Pani Zina t-shirt, around the fountain area. And the other delivery spot is Sterling in a plaza where Harris Teeter is. And then on a permanent basis, we sell at the Potomac Vegetable Farm. There is a 2 or 3 variety selection there where people can stop and grab it from the fridge. And in DC area, like I mentioned, it's a Sweet Lemon Cafe. Eventually, I am working on those presentations where I wanted to approach yoga studio and ask them if they would like to have it in their fridges for people to grab after the session of yoga and go home with the probiotic.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick reminder, because John is super nice, and so he won't say this. Please, let's make sure folks who ask questions, and Katerina for you, let's make sure we keep our answers and questions concise, so we get as much in as we can, because this was an amazing presentation, and we just want to help you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chatty Amy Hughes.
Go, Amy.
And if I could use my computer this morning, that would be great. First of all, I can't even get past the story. So this is absolutely amazing. And you've hit on so much humanity behind a brand. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm over here crying. So just bear with me. I'd love to chat offline. I'd love to give you an opportunity to bring your probiotic wellness veggies into my space where I have 35 spas and wellness shops around me. I'm in Falls Church. If you're familiar with Falls Church, it's the 7777 building. You would be welcome here. It wouldn't pair cleanly with the marshmallows, but would be happy to talk to you about an opportunity for that. Also, I think you probably know by now, commercial kitchen space is tight. Have you spoken with VDAX, with the Department of Agriculture in Virginia?
No. See, it's all new to me. I'm a newbie, VDEX. No.
I will meet you at John's place and we can have a long conversation. But thank you for this, and thank you for reminding us that there is, beyond the business, that there is heart and passion behind every brand. And God bless your mama.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. With that, let's go to John Norris. Morning, John.
Good morning. What you're trying to do is incredible, and obviously your story and mission is beyond, admirable and just incredible. But, doing what you're doing, it's really just bootstrapping and staying active. And I'm wondering if you go to like farmers markets. I mean, to me, that just seems like a low cost way to get exposure to your products and obviously try to grow a presence, whether it's, I know Reston has a big farmers market, and I'm sure there's some others in the area. I'm just curious if you're like doing boots on the ground or what you're doing to get your exposure out there.
Thank you. Thank you, John. I did mention in one of my slides that it's not my vision right now, because I do want to position Pani Zina as a high brand or high end. And the reason I don't want to go on the market, I simply, as a full-time work, and I have another job on side as well, just helping to earn a little bit for my marketing. For me, physically, market is not an option. I would rather deliver it to someone and come back home. For now, I just physically cannot do the markets.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's jump over to Stephen.
I got a half page of notes. I got several comments. My first comment was obviously, I think to scale, you're going to have to go to a commercial kitchen. I know in Montgomery County, I'm in Bethesda. In Montgomery County, I think there's a big one out by the Bethesda, by the air park. I could be wrong about that. Ultimately, as this thing takes off, I think you're going to need a manufacturing agreement. And obviously,
Yeah.
you're well along in the trademark side, but you have to make sure the manufacturer follows your quality standards and recipes. And since you're going organic, obviously does not add a ton of preservatives, but rather uses the traditional fermenting style that your mother developed to just keep it fresh all the way. Third comment is obviously what's all this going to cost you? The commercial kitchen and scaling it up.
Yeah, good question, Stephen. I have no idea.
You might want to
we're
talk
very
with
small right
you might
now.
want to talk with an outsourced chief financial officer. And I'm talking with a few this Friday. So
Mhm.
maybe not this week, but maybe next week I could give you a referral to on that, and they could start to sit down and develop a budget, what the commercial kitchen expenditure might look like, or then ultimately what the scale to a manufacturer might look like cost wise.
It will be great. Yeah.
I think my biggest comment, I'm over in Montgomery County. There is a women's cooperative in Bethesda. It has some stalls, and I think it's open Saturdays. You might want to consider, renting a stall there on Saturday to get a presence in Montgomery County. Bethesda
Mhm.
Elementary School on Sunday has a huge farmers market, and that's another way to get a presence in Lower Montgomery County. And I believe Friendship Heights has a farmers market on Saturday as well. So that's a
Thank
way
you,
to get a
Stephen.
presence in Northwest DC and Lower Montgomery County that you currently don't have.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah.
And also not just the upscale clubs. Like I'm a One Fitness member. Even try them.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to approach people who already like take care about their life and fitness spas. That's how kind of I envision it. The people who already taken care of the physical and emotional health. Yeah.
Great.
But
Thank you,
thank
Stephen.
And thank you for your comment, Amy. I wasn't aware that the Women's Co-op was.
All right, let's jump over to John Rutenberg.
Katerina, thank you so much. Your story is amazing, and I think it's important to use that story in your marketing. My questions relate to focusing on an Eastern European community within the metro area if there's a concentration of Eastern Europeans. And are there some unique specialty delicatessen kinds of gourmet food shops where you could sell your product? And I believe that would be a much easier approach than selling through health-oriented locations. My thought. Have
you.
you approached any gourmet food shops?
I have not. I thought they all in California, John.
I would research that.
But I have approached one organic butchers in Great Falls, but they sell only one variety, and they said they don't want to build the competition. But I will keep approaching. Like I said, I am a very newbie to it, and the more feedback I can get from this community, it will give me the plan and the list to do. But thank you.
Right.
Sure.
I like
Thank
that. Yeah.
Thank you, John. I'm going to jump over to Daniello.
Yes, sir. This is me.
You had a comment?
Awesome. Yeah, it's a comment. It's not necessarily a question, but so I'm in the military. fermented cabbage or just fermentation in general has a massive upside in terms of gut health, which is super important for it can prevent various diseases. So just my opinion on this is that this is something that is not so many people know about, but it has huge potential. And that's all I want to say. And I'm here to support my mom and just say how, I've recommended her cabbage to multiple military members here. We're stationed in Wiesbaden in Germany. As you can see, I'm a huge supporter of Ukraine and everything that she does. So just here to support my mom and just say that if you look at the science behind everything that she's saying, it is solid.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
It's awesome to meet you, at least virtually.
That's fine. Unless you come to Germany, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll jump back to Jen Dalton.
A thought and a clarifying question, Katerina. I'd love to get a sense of what's your capacity. So how much can you make? The reason I ask is a friend of mine owns a company called 4P Foods. I'm gonna put their link in chat. They deliver wholesale fruits, veggies, ethically raised meat, produce, but they also do pantry items from local artisans. So it could be something where if you were able to say, hey, I can do 100 a month or 1,000 a month, like they have a delivery service that they, put all of this together in bags, people order from their website. And I want to be mindful of which introductions I make to make sure you're set up for success. So could you speak a little bit to what's your capacity and how could you scale, at least on that side? And I know that's why you're asking for a commercial kitchen, but that would be helpful.
Yeah, Jen, I'm a little bit like scared of this transition because, like I mentioned, I'm really holding on my full-time job with mortgage payment and everything else, and that idea that would not let me sleep sometimes, because it's deep in my core DNA. Right now, I can probably easy do 4 to 5 dozens, like 60 to maybe 100 jars a week, maybe a week, with the capacity that we have at home. But then it's another things, moving from the cottage business to a slightly next, make sure that we obey all the rules in Virginia for scaling. And I am completely like, okay, AI is my friend now, but also I wanted to make sure that I have enough expertise to see what's next.
Great. Thank you. Amy Hughes, back to Amy.
I'm listening to so much of this and recognizing my own personal journey in this. So I don't want to come off as the rain cloud in the room. So I'm going to make a recommendation for you. There is a book that Paul Newman wrote 25 years ago, In Pursuit of the Common Good, in which he traces the challenges he faced in taking a family recipe to market and scaling it. It's one of the best books I think you can read if you're headed out into the food journey. It also gives you hope for the future. I think the sitting down, Stephen raised a lot of good points, especially about the budget and knowing where you're starting from. And John raised the thing about bootstrapping. But I think it's important also that you're recognizing that your capacity is what your capacity is right now because of external life happening around you. And that's super important. There's also another book for you. It's called Good Food, and that deals with all of the building a food business. I have an extra
Amy,
copy
and
of
the
it.
first one, it says in pursuit
of the common good.
On a common good. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And then the last thing I know, we've talked a lot about commercial kitchens. Currently in Virginia, commercial kitchens are at 85% capacity. So just be prepared for that search.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Amy. Just as a reminder, Katya, you're going to get all this and more. You'll get the video and the chat, and so you'll get all
Oh,
this to review.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, John, because I'm trying to draft.
I saw you trying to take notes, but you will have it
Yeah.
all. So
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, thank you.
you're welcome. Let's jump over to Katie Nelson. Oh, Katie, you're about to take a sip of coffee.
It is okay. I've had some already this morning. It can wait.
All right.
Katerina, what a beautiful presentation. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. What I've heard is that you're asking for questions in regards to expanding, and you're letting us know how much you can currently do. Have you thought about how you personally, with your full-time job, like what you need to overcome the gap in those two scenarios? The 4 to 5 dozen jars you can make now this week, even if you got a commercial kitchen, it will have an impact on how much you would be able to work in your full-time job. So have you thought about those types of steps that you would need to take?
No,
yet?
Katie, I will be honest with you. No, you're opening the eyes for me. And I'm sure that, if I'm here and if it's meant to be, that somehow will start opening my eyes more and more, and my processes in my head will kind of start finding those puzzles. But it's a very, very valid question that I have to think about.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
that if you bring that question to every single one-to-one with all of the people you meet from 1 Million Cups, they've got some ideas for you. So make sure to ask.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we'll jump back to John Rutenberg. John.
Thank you. Katerina, what would happen if you found a 21-year-old who is competent, who you could teach to do your manufacturing? I know it's loaded because you mentioned your daughter is 21. I just happen to pick that age. But what if someone else did your manufacturing in your home? Would you be able to increase the amount of product you produce?
Absolutely, yeah, because it's mom and I, we're doing it together right now. And I already order, in fact, it will be coming end of January, end of August. I ordered from Japan a special slicing machine that I was sourcing. I really wanted it from Japan because I saw it in person when last year I was in Japan, how it sliced the cabbage really, really thin. And the thinner you slice it, the more juice it's produced. So with that, we're not doing it by hand. We could increase the capacity. The things is also right now, I'm sourcing it from Whole Food and from Mom's Organic. I just go there and I buy cabbage, and they always ask me why so much. Some people, what surprised me, don't know what the fermentation is. They said it's for soup, and I'm like, yeah, that's for soup. So I would love to support the local farming, but again, it's the question, where do I store it? That scares me. That scares me that I'm not there, that I'm somewhere in between.
I would urge you to consider utilizing someone else, whether it's a family member or someone you hire. It has to be worked out economically. But if you were able to produce, rather than 60 or so bottles of your product every week, 120 bottles, even if that person had to go 3 times to Whole Foods or wherever you're getting your supply from, it would take a certain pressure off of you. And while you might have to pay, you would have to pay a direct
Oh, I
labor.
have to, yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be cost effective. I'm happy to run numbers with you in a one-on-one one day where we'll just brainstorm. But it's too hard to start a business and keep a full-time job and also think about it.
I agree. And I'm as guilty as I'm a financial controller doing numbers for somebody else, but for myself, it's still in a shoebox. And I already purchased the QuickBook, and I'm like, okay, I will sit down and start building the foundation. I will put everything from the shoebox to the system. And it's always something that I don't have time for. But I'm in July. I promise by the end of the year, my accounting system will be up and running as well. I take it step by step. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a perfect lead in to ask Rose, talking about accounting. Go ahead, Rose.
Sorry, yes. I was just going to send you an email to say that I don't have experience in the food space, but we're a CPA firm. We do accounting. Aside from what we do in our work, like happy to jump on a virtual one-on-one. Sometimes it is that accountability partner, right? If we schedule a time on a day when you happen to have PTO from your job, and we're going to block an hour and then we're going to say we're actually going to get you up and running on QuickBooks Online. I see this, and you're not alone. This all the time. People buy the subscription, don't use it, and then their forcing mechanism is their tax preparer asking for a full year of information. So happy to
Yeah.
be an accountability partner if you just want to virtually like get it set up, right? I can guarantee you, like, right, I'm independent, I am confidential, I have literally no interest. I've seen all numbers in all directions, so don't be shy. Happy to just get you like onto the system that you've got.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Rose. Let's go to that floating heart, Jen Dalton.
Thank you for that. Katerina, this may be a crazy idea, and I'm not sure if it would be the right one or not, but given the current economy, I think there are restaurants that are struggling with sales. So one crazy notion, in case commercial kitchens are full or too expensive, I might reach out to restaurants like Sunflower Vegetarian Restaurant, restaurants that are values aligned with the sauerkraut you make, and see if you can rent space from them to make cabbage, maybe even hire some of their staff to help. So that sounds like a kind of out of the box random thought. But I think there are a lot of ways to find capacity if we're creative. And my other thought was like, have 1 million cups over for the day and we'll come help you jar. And I feel like the restaurant answer is probably better. But if you're creative, I think you can find staffing given the current economy. So just a thought, even, maybe some of the universities might have resources too. Like you just never know. So happy to brainstorm offline with you as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. I was actually thinking, a friend of mine also knows someone who owns the restaurant, and she already kind of seeded that idea in my head that maybe like night shifts in a restaurant. But then I'm like, when I'm going to sleep? But you're right. Maybe it's time to think about hiring some physical help to help with that.
Great. Nicole. Are you there, Nicole?
Here, hi. Yes, so great story. Really want to encourage you to keep going. And one of the things you said, I don't think you realized you said it, but you said that you had gone to offer your product to a restaurant, I think it was, and they said no, that they saw you as competition. So that's your key right there to keep going. You've got something that's great that other people see you as a threat. So that's one thing that you can take to heart. And then the other thing I was going to say is, I know you're practicing more wholesome food, but Restaurant Depot may be able to help with costs and buying in bulk instead of having to do the one-off pieces from like a Whole Foods.
Do you think I should approach them for organic? Because I really wanted to promote organic. I have been in a Restaurant Depot.
Okay, yeah. That I don't know. I just know that, they do bulk and so you would have to determine if that's the right quality for your needs.
Katya, Amy Hughes is going to break her neck saying yes. Let's jump over to Ken. Hello, Ken.
Yes, hi. So one thought I had here is you've received a lot of great advice, suggestions, and ideas. The chat is chock full of them. So once you get the video, the transcript, and the chat notes, AI would be a great partner for you to, have it ingest all that information and work with it to produce like a summary and also a strategic plan about based on your needs and your requirements. So you're going to prompt it with the context. Help it, let it help you come up with an idea of a roadmap for you. And if you need help with that, I'm happy to get on a one-on-one chat with you as well to go through how I go about that process and how I've set up my systems to help me be more efficient. So I just want to throw that out there. You've got a lot of great information, resources, a lot of great contacts here. It's a matter of strategy, structure, sequencing, and organization at this point, in terms of how you want to handle it and approach it. So I just wanted to share that.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Ken. A fantastic idea. I never thought of it. That yes, definitely it will produce a great plan. For me to digest it, I'm already overwhelmed with so much.
Don't be overwhelmed. You have a partner in your AI that you've already using today, and that partner will help you be able to set up. And I'm here to also help you if you need a fresh perspective, an outside perspective on how you might want to do that effectively.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. I'm going to jump back to John Norris and then to Jen, and I think we'll wrap up with our final question after Jen.
Yeah,
John Norris.
Two things. The first one is and again, you have a lot going on. Obviously, we all have bills to pay and financial responsibilities, but all of us that are entrepreneurs at some point took a leap with no income, minimal income, whatever, loans, credit cards, to make ends meet, to really go all in. And I'm not encouraging you to do that today, but the point is, at some point, if you're really going to go for your dream, you're going to have to take a risk. It's very hard to calculate timing in life. Life is just all about risks. And then the second thing, I think in the back of your mind, what you're doing is good, but you have to realize, what if I said to you today that I want to buy 1,000 jars? You can't understand, you can't deliver it, but yet the 1,000 jars would help you financially with a cash infusion. You understand where I'm going, but you don't have the time. So you have to start putting yourself in a position to, how do you find people that would sell 1,000 jars? That's your sales time. And then if that happens, how could you make that supply happen? I understand, but that's going to challenge you to be uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable is where your solutions are. Unfortunately, that's where your solutions lie.
You're 100% spot on, John. Absolutely. I agree with everything what you said. Thank you. Give me shiver when I hear.
Let me say one quick thing that maybe we all share here, but I admire you most for your toughness. And that's the number one ingredient, not only in life, but in business, to be successful. And you have that in spades, beyond, and probably beyond any of us on this with your life story. So you can do this. You can absolutely do this. You have the DNA to do this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And with that, I'm going to go over to Jen Dalton.
John Norris, you have a reputation for dropping bombs at the end of meetings, so thank you for that wisdom. We appreciate it. I put a link in chat. One of our presenters several years ago, Margarita Womack, was making empanadas out of her kitchen because she wanted healthy food for her kids. She now has a huge factory, over 60 employees in Maryland. So I'm happy to make that introduction and connection. And although it is a different food, she went through that journey. She's at Whole Foods. She's with Sodexo for catering. So there's definitely a path, but I think talking with her might be a great, just learn from somebody who's already done it in the food space.
Wonderful. Good idea. Thank you so much, Jen.
Of course.
And that takes us to our final question, Katya. What else can our 1 Million Cups community help you with today?
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough. I'm super overwhelmed right now, to process it. And thanks to Ken, who said, "Oh, don't forget you have AI," because right now the cortisol is so high that I really need to digest it, sit down, maybe take a couple hours off work just to digest what just happened, because I've been preparing it for a little while, just to go and share it with someone I don't know. Because it's usually among friends and my community, but with you, it's take me to a different level of comfort, out of my comfort zone, and I really, really grateful and appreciate what you just said.
Well, with that, Katya, it's fantastic. Appreciate you being here and sharing that with us. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jen. Oh, no, John.
Actually, over to
Sorry,
John.
John, sorry.
Jen's a better choice, but you're stuck with John.
Oh,
So first, Katerina, to you, a big round of applause and congratulations.
Thank you.
You were phenomenal. And in addition to John Norse's great comment, the fact that there are people in this room today who are your friends who showed up to support you speaks tons about what's inside your heart and your mind. And your son and your daughter should be, and your mom and family should be extremely proud of you right now. And when you walk out of this room, we hope you're on cloud 9 for 4 seconds only, because you got to get back to work. But congratulations and thank you. Be a regular attendee whenever you can and keep bringing your friends.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John, for all your
You
nice
bet.
and kind words. Thank you.
Of course. So next week, Sean Gregoire comes back. Capstone Outreach. He has a really cool product for when you're out networking. So join us next Wednesday. You'll get a gazillion emails from us reminding you. Also remember, August 27th is a big event that you should be at. We're co-sponsoring an event with The Hub and Mason Enterprise Center. So be there. There are all kinds of events you can attend through 1 Million Cups. Check them out, but be there on August 27th. Next slide, please. So the good news is we have presenters through August. The bad news is us organizers are always under pressure to find the next organizer, and it could be you. Okay? So think about it. Or it could be a friend of yours who started a business, who needs some support. Please help us find new presenters. Next slide, please. Grab the QR code, put out the word about 1 Million Cups Fairfax being the best community in America. You heard it here first. Do that. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Bring your friends. We had 31 people in the room at our peak today. Let's make it 40, guys. Next slide, please. This is the best slide. Stick around for a little while and chat. Thank you all. Foster, great job preparing, and Q&A. Katerina, again, congratulations.